Go.
Right, and James Fitzgerald now was your father,
That's right.
and he was a nice, great demeanour man.
Yes.
Loved the pipe.
Yes.
And he grew up down there in Crookhaven, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He was born and reared there in
Oh,
Crookhaven, yeah.
Yeah. And
And he was a real IRA man, real IRA sympathiser.
so tell me about that. Then.
Yeah. And in his time, he remembers his relations being living in the area around St. Bridge as well.
I see.
Yeah. And they were a lot of them, they were living in very small holdings, you know, which was
Right.
controlled by the English, and everyone was paying rent to the English landlords, you know.
I see.
But anyone that couldn't afford to pay rent, which was a lot of the people,
Yeah.
they were evicted.
I
You
see.
know.
I see.
But it came to the stage with the English government, they brought in the black and tans brought in to help out the police because the IRA were getting too strong. So they couldn't pay the wages to the black and tans, the English government. They had run out of money
Yeah, right.
because they weren't able to get the rent in. The rent was kind of covering the thing. So what they done, they handed over the collecting of the rent to the black and tans.
I see.
And for them to collect the rent and they could keep it as their wages. So the black and tans had a free hand then, and they went around, and anyone that couldn't pay their rent, they evicted them. Put them out on the side of the road. And a lot of the people in Crookhaven were living in that area, and they were all evicted. And they went up to Crookhaven, and that was classed in as no man's land. It was just a mountain. And they built houses and reclaimed the land and that, and made a living out of it. You know. But there was a few big landlords around St. Bridge as well, by the name of the Considines.
Yes.
And they were called the bootleggers. And what meant about a bootlegger was they'd be given food and accommodation to the black and tans. They were working against the IRA. They were Irish,
Yeah.
but they were working with the black and tans. And when the black and tans repossessed the land in the small holdings, they handed it all over to the bootleggers, free of charge.
Didn't know that.
And that's how they are big farmers they are today. They have hundreds of acres. The Considines in that area in good land. And the people who are evicted out of it, there's one area beside us, it's still there today. It's only about a quarter of an acre. And there was either 11 or 13 families living at one stage in little huts in against a cliff.
Jesus.
There in that. People had been evicted from around St. Bridge as well.
Yeah.
And they're scattered out from that then. And that's how Crookhaven came to be.
I see.
Yes, it was no man's land.